Hello twin flames, welcome to my channel. Whether you're new or you're coming back, thanks for being today here, guys. I will do a regular check-in. Unfortunately I don't have time to do the pick a card today, but I will do it at some point this week. Could be on Friday, could be on the weekend, because I definitely have other plans for the readings tomorrow and the day after. We'll be talking about new moon in Gemini and also about the 6/6 portal. So make sure to tune in, to subscribe to the channel so that you can be here for those readings and hear the messages. Yeah, so the only difference that I'll do today is I'm gonna use the Hermit Tarot deck, and the last question would be messages between the twins, so from feminines to masculines and vice versa. All right, let's get started. I picked the Whispers of the Ocean for today's oracle message. So let's start with a message for divine feminines. What do we need to know? I hope you guys are doing great. There we go. Blend into the environment, number 36. Got the octopus here. You have many skills and can fit into any situation. Take time to assess what is going on around you and adapt accordingly. So this is about understanding the situation better and adapting from your side, whatever it means to you. So guys, you know, like sometimes we may want to rebel and do the opposite of blending into the environment, or we're being told that you don't want to blend into the group, right? You want to stand out, which is true. But at this time, the point is, and the message that I'm getting for you is that, well, first of all, it will give certain personal satisfaction that you can blend into any group, basically, right? Nobody's asking you to like betray your values, right? But you can still benefit from being that part of the group kind of guy, I want to just say, or gal, or whatever resonates for you. Right? So that's the point, that there is some value in being part of that group and putting yourself into their shoes, right? Seeing it from their perspective. And you can do that when you adapt to it, and when you can kind of have that first-hand experience. I wanted to say in-body experience, but it sounded weird, you know, for somebody maybe, who knows. For masculines, we have enjoy the journey, number 21. Oh, I love this card so much. This is 21, by the way, is the new beginning. So to me, this very much speaks to the new moon that's coming up. Stay present and flexible. Many changes are going on for you and around you. These changes are not only good, but necessary. Bring your awareness into the now, rather than focusing on the past or the future. So enjoy the ride, enjoy the process, look around, see how beautiful this universe is and what you get to do in this universe. All right, so that was a card for the masculines, and now we can go into tarot. Today I'll be using the Steampunk Tarot. By the way, I started uploading the horoscopes for June. I have Gemini, Cancer, Leo up. I will upload a couple more today. Bottom of the deck, 10 of Wands. Yep, it's the end of that cycle. Something that we are learning. So this could be, the full moon was supposed to give you extra insights of what the recent events in your life, like recent meaning like the recent months, for example. For some could be even recent year, right? What it was about, what it was like. And now you're free from that karmic pattern, right? And it's time to build something new from a place of knowledge and heal heart, and turn it into 10 of Pentacles. Oh, I love this so much. 10 of Wands turned into 10 of Pentacles. All right, so for the feminines, we have 8 of Pentacles clarified by Page of Pentacles. It's a pentacle reading today. Oh my gosh. Oh, yeah, so this is working with others in mind, right? And like, to me, it actually has a relation to blended environment. That's another take on it, by the way, right? That it could be that you're blended into the environment to help that environment, right? They need you there. They need your resources, your knowledge, your kindness, what you have to give. Even if it seems to you that you don't really know that much, you know exactly what is needed for the situation. So to me, this is the confirmation of that story. For the masculines, we have 7 of Wands clarified by 5 of Wands. Ooh, all 1D. It's fun though, because the Pentacle is actually the earth element, which is the more of a feminine element, and the Wands are the fire element, which is the masculine element. Anyways, so there is a certain, both of these cards are about certain confrontation or juxtaposition of yourself towards like opposite other people, right? It can play out different ways, but there is certain karmic unfolding here, right? And it's almost like the more the plot thickens with the karma and other people involved, the more it allows DMs to see who they are and how they're not the same, how they're not part of the bigger group, the bigger herd, if you wish, right? They stand out, they're different. And there's no purpose in fighting that point, that idea, right? It's almost the opposite from what we just saw with the feminine. It's very interesting, right? Because maybe the masculines were trying to fit into a certain group, fit themselves into a certain template of a person, of a life, and now they can clearly see that that's just not gonna happen, right? Maybe they haven't found their group, that's another thing, but they're not part of the bigger collective, right? Like this is the part where I realized that our journey is very special. As a light worker, as a twin flame, right? It's not the same as it is for just like the majority of people. We still have those karmic experiences, so we can relate to people. But in general, in terms of our life projection, our mission and purpose, the way we think, the energy that we have, right? It's completely next level. And their mind is getting around it now, that this is a real thing and it's something to embrace. Definitely enjoy the journey, but also see it as the abundance that you have that you need to turn into something practical, right? Additional question is the 6 of Cups clarified by the Hierophant. Yeah, so how do we stay true to our inner child? And the core values within the inner child, right? Like within our core personality. How do we do that? How do we stay connected? The Devil clarified by 6 of Pentacles. A lot of times we don't, especially if we're trying to make it work with another person. Oftentimes we can get carried away and we start kind of like stepping on our own toes, or shutting ourselves up and making it work, compromising, saying that we love to do whatever the other person suggests, even if we don't, enjoying, well, you get the point, right? So it's like going for things or even breaking certain rules that otherwise you wouldn't break, right? Like there is certain moral standard, for example, right, that you don't go below, but you could be doing that for someone else that's close to you, where you want to build that trusting relationship. Or sometimes we may feel like if the goal justifies the means, right? Like if the goal is to help people, then it's okay if I bend the rules, right? So this could be something that's in the way of those inner child values. So be very careful with that, Divine Feminine, something to pay attention to. And this could be like what you're doing in your physical space right now. You could then compare to the inner child's needs and wants, and kind of like see that aspect with that perspective. What would your inner child say towards this? And that's a valid assessment, right? A lot of times we are thinking that children don't really have a voice. Like they do, but it doesn't mean as much, right? Because they just don't know, right? They haven't lived this life yet. But sometimes it's the most honest and, you know, valuable voice there is, right? So that perspective could really help you right now. For masculines, we have the Nine of Pentacles clarified by the Chariot. For the masculines, they definitely, there is a push, because the Chariot is a major arcana. There is a push towards building your own kingdom, towards making your dreams come true, making your inner child proud, if anything, right? Your 10-year-old, your 5-year-old, proud of what kind of person you've become, what you've built, what kind of life you live, right? The problem is a lot of times it can start looking to surface level, like what kind of house I built, you know, how expensive the furniture is, or something along those lines. Like, what does it look like on the surface? But if you do dive deeper into what it's supposed to feel like, what makes you happy, what would make your inner child happy, what kind of home do you want to build, for example, in that scenario, for a family, right? Because your inner child would definitely want to have that nurture and support and love and attention. And not to say that it should be the same way for the adult you, but you also need all those things, right? So what would be that setting or that behavior or that personality that, you know, that you want to show, that you want people to connect to and to build those connections? That would be on the soul level, that would be trusting, that would be kind, and would be those that you would enjoy and you would thrive on. That's a question worth asking. Okay, now I've got the Hermit Tarot deck, so let's get some messages. First of all, from Divine Feminines to Divine Masculines. All right. We have, I think so, yes, I want to get you drunk and reach out. So feminines are thinking it's definitely time for a chat, right? We need to, what's it called? To cross-check our notes, right? Of like what's going on in our lives, what does it mean where we are, right? Like, it's important. Some kind of alignment is important, is wanted. And that's what Divine Feminines want to say to Divine Masculines. What about Divine Masculines to Feminines? We already got quite a few. We'll stick with that. The first card that fell out was a lie awake, thinking about our future. Beautiful. Which actually matches very well this one, right? Because that would be a big part of it. The only asterisk to it, Divine Masculines, is that please consider your inner values and needs, not just what would the person want, you know. It should correspond to what you want and your values too. And then we have, you already know, I can't even look at you right now. Yeah, nah. So they do want to reach out in response to what we just saw from the feminines, but it's still very hard. It's hard to reconcile the feelings and the harsh reality, what their heart says in terms of the love that they have and what they want, like the future they want, but also the reality of where they are in life and what they can offer, and reconciling everything that's happened before, you know, that's still not something that they can reconcile together. Like, how do I, like, is it even possible? Is it even a reality right now, right? It's not that, I don't feel necessarily that they don't believe in it at all. It's like, yeah, I mean, a lie awake thinking about our future, right? It's a conscious choice. They see it at some point. They want to believe that it's going to happen, but they just can't see the way to make it happen right now. And they know that you know, they trust that you know that it's not that they don't have the love. It's just that they, as a masculine, they need to see the logistics of it being possible. And they don't see how it can be possible right now. With everything going on in their life, in feminine's life, with, like I was saying, certain things that have been said and done between you two. And it looks like it's gonna take some more time for them to embrace more of their twin flame, personality, destiny, uniqueness in that way, right? And then see how, and kind of like catch on with certain amount of inner work, with certain amount of understanding in terms of relationships, obviously love templates, very much connected to communication within relationships, right? And see what does good look like, right? What do they want to build? Because with this kind of intention, if they don't really know what they're doing, they are specifically guided by the divine to not go forward towards the feminine in this confused energy. Because if they do reach out based on, you know, the way their heart feels, based on the physical pull, but they still don't know what they're doing, it's only gonna ricochet. It's only gonna be, again, like coming together for a little while, having a karmic experience together, and then being apart, but even more hurt. Because if the principles of interaction and building the relationship don't change, then essentially, like, it's just like, you know, Einstein said that it's a definition of insanity if you're trying to do the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. The result may look a little different, but it's going to be the same. So some learning needs to happen, actually on both sides from what I can see. But this is example that I'm given specifically for the masculines. Okay, hopefully this was good. I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. Tomorrow we'll talk new moon in Gemini, which is gonna be pretty important. So start setting those intentions, and hopefully tomorrow's reading will give you a little more guidance and ideas of what this new moon can help you with, what is a good idea, or how to formulate your manifestations. I love you all, and until next time.